All right, coincidence or not, Elizabeth Warren will formally announce her presidential run Saturday when a certain show is live. Okay, let's leave with that. I think it has very little to do with our live show every Saturday at 10 to 12 on this fine channel, but she is going to make it official. She's already telegraphed that online. She's ready to run for president, but along the way, we've had this Native American dust up. How many places did she use that, or venues did she use that, either in a Texas bar or to get into an elite school? It's the issue that won't go away from her. To the International Women's Forum, Nan Hayworth, Democratic strategist Scott Levenson, and last but not least, Fox News contributor Kat Timpf. Kat, this is a constant with her.
Yeah, and it should be, because it's super messed up and it's super weird. I am a white person, and so I've lived my whole life being like, hey, I'm a white person. I mean, I don't say that often. I just don't pretend to be anything but white. I can't imagine being Elizabeth Warren, having pulled essentially a Rachel Dolezal, and then saying, you know what? I can still run for president. I have the confidence to run for president. I can't imagine it. I think that people need to keep hitting her on this, because in a day and age where we're always talking about cultural appropriation, people flip out if some college kids are busted eating tacos, wearing sombreros. She literally took a culture that's not hers as her own.
It's actually not accurate, because every day you see commercials on TV where people grew up thinking their lineage was one thing or another. They take a test, they find out something quite to the contrary, that
she's lied about it.
Excuse
me.
Lied about
excuse
me. Let me just finish the thought. Let me just finish the thought.
She did.
No, the fact is she had an oral history that was brought down from her family. She had an understanding of what her lineage is. She tested. She found out that was not the case. Millions of Americans are testing for their lineage every day and getting revelations.
Yeah, my issue isn't with the lineage. My issue is that she's apparently misrepresented it in a number of public venues.
I mean, if she was under a belief that she had a certain lineage, she wasn't misrepresented.
I know, but did she ever say that she had used that before on the Texas bar and whatever? You know, once you confuse people.
I know she probably had the most attended inauguration in history, probably colluded with the Russians, and it's probably her hair. So there's enough lies in politics these days. There's enough politics of lies
I don't think
these
there's any
days.
issue with the DNA search and what you find out, but we're told that that this was not used in any other venue or to get any other sort of favor. This Texas bar thing raises an issue, and she avoided it. What other venues did you try to use where this would be an advantage? And maybe nothing else. Maybe it's just those issues.
You know, Neil, she is uniquely, to this date, distinctly anyway, caught up in the identity politics of the Democratic Party. She wants to claim her piece of the identity pie. Right now, she only checks one box. She's a woman. The Democrats like to see you check off as many boxes as possible. Here's the problem. Scott, although it's true, I don't fault her for family lore that she believed in 1986 when she applied to the Texas bar. That's what we had in those days. But when she made such fanfare about, she had to hire a genealogist from Stanford because we can assume the usual commercial test didn't demonstrate enough lineage for her. And she had this big fanfare. Oh, look, indeed, I am related to the First Nations, not even American Indians.
My issue here, and I may be misrepresented with you, isn't that she, applied for anything using the Native American label. It's that she said she didn't.
Right. Why? Why would you say you didn't?
She did.
If she could have just easily said what you said. Hey, sorry, I thought I was, but I wasn't. That's why I wrote it down. She didn't say that. No. She said, I never used it. That's not true.
No. She said she has used it in tons of ways of identifying herself.
But she said she had.
I'll defer to you. I don't remember hearing that.
She said she had not. She originally said, no, I didn't use it to advance myself, and that claim seems clear.
Right, well, we don't know.
It's not clear how she was advantaged by using it either.
But it is noise. I use the Italian-American thing to get where I am, so...
I'm only here because I'm Polish.
Neil, we believe you, even if it's family.
There's not enough people fighting for the Polish minority.
You know the politics very well. You served in Congress, and I'm just wondering, is this the kind of stuff in a crowded field, fairly or not, that will... kind of kick her to the side?
I think it will.
And I don't know if that's right. It just is what it is, and all the more so in a crowded field.
Neil, I think it will. Even though Elizabeth Warren, and I know from having been on financial services, she has a formidable reputation for the kind of institutionalized arrogance on policy that the Democrats are savoring this year.
But I also think
she has a big identity problem.
But this primary season is also going to be a season of ideas. And the fact that Elizabeth Warren can bring ideas like universal health care to the table and allow us to debate that as a nation.
Do you worry that that's gotten lost because of this? I mean, it feels subliminally where people are looking at crowded field, they almost want to cancel someone.
I do worry that this has been a distraction to her message. And she has a message to
Just like that whole Russian investigation with Trump.
It's a terrible distraction for his presidency.
And they have plenty of candidates who are promulgating the same kind of policies. So
and they know what race they are, which is helpful.
But the other thing I'll just raise real quick, I know we've got a break here, but we live in a time where things we said and did that go back decades come back to bite us, whether it's in yearbooks and all this stuff. Is that what this is going to be?
I'd like to think it's not, Neil, but I think we are still going through this massive political national convulsion about these things that has yet to be resolved. And the Democrats, because they are the party of identity, are really in the center of this maelstrom. And I think
the people are participating in good behavior or they're participating in bad behavior. And we have as a nation,
Elizabeth Warren has been dishonest.
We have as a nation can judge values and ethos and judge people according to the strength of their character.
Agreed, but Elizabeth Warren tried to capitalize.
I've got your yearbook here, Scott. It doesn't look good.
I think we're all right. A couple of things I can guarantee you without having to look at the photo.
There we go. All right, thank you very, very much, guys. Seriously, a very interesting discussion, and I think we'll have more of these discussions here. By the way, Democrats were going after the president's tax returns today. They want to go back decades, too, a lot of decades, from the very, very beginning of the Trump empire. The read from the ranking member, Kevin Brady, on that after this.